Okay, we said yesterday we're going to start learning a few series of shiurim regarding things that you don't need kashrus. So one of the main Gemaras that is based on this, that where you don't need kashrus, it's a Gemara in Psochim. The Gemara says at the beginning of Perek Sheni of Psochim, Kol shosh umuter le'echol v'achil la'behemo l'chaya v'la'oifois u'moicher la'nochri umuter v'anaosei. Any time before Pesach, talking about now Erev Pesach, as long as you could eat chametz, you could give it to your animal, to your birds, and you could sell it to the goy, and you could have benefit from the chametz. So the Gemara asks on this Mishnah, he says, Pshita, what do you mean? If I could eat chametz, how much more I could benefit from chametz? So why the Mishnah have to tell me, Bisman, that you're still allowed to eat chametz Erev Pesach, you could have benefit from the chametz, sell it, have benefit from the money. Obviously, if I could eat how much more I could have benefit. So the Gemara says, Lo tzricha shechorchoi koidam zmanoi. If he burned the Pesach before zman of isur achilas chametz, when he was allowed to eat chametz, he burned the Pesach. The Kamashbal and Kederov, and the Gemara teaching us like Domar Rov, chorcha koidam zmanoi muter ba'ano afil lachar zmanoi. If you burn the Pesach before Zman Isur Achilas Chometz, it was already burned Chometz, then you're allowed to have benefit from this Chometz that was burned already, even after Zman Isur. Meaning during Pesach or after Pesach, I could have Hanoah from that Chometz, because now, the reason for it, why could I have, if I burned the Chometz, why could I have Hanoah from it afterwards? So there's few pages before the Gemara in Daf Tes Vav Amud Beis, the Gemara talks about it, the Gemara calls it Shana Osam the Afra Ba'al Mahu. And the Gemara over there talks about a scenario that that was something unedible just for human, not for dogs. Even then, the Gemara, if it's not fit for human to eat it, memela, it's called afra ba'alma. It's like dirt. So that's why if the chometz was burned on time before Isur Zman, it's a different halacha. It was burned during Pesach, during when there is already osur bachilas. That's already different halachas. However, if it was burned on time before Zman Isur Achilas Chometz, you're allowed to have benefit from that chometz. And the Rambam saying the same thing we just read, that halacha. Then the Magen Mishnah adds another word which is again helping us to understand those halachas. The Magen Mishnah says the reason if you burn the chometz on time before Zman Isur Achilas Chometz, you're allowed to have Hanoah. He says, "Umay timer, it's ba'almahu." At this point, that burnt chometz, it's not called burnt chometz; it's called it's ba'alma, a piece of wood. When you're eating a piece of wood, it doesn't have to be kosher. It's a piece of wood. It doesn't. Halachas of Kashrus applies to food, not to a piece of wood. So the minute any food that was destroyed from being a food, whether through burning or any other methods of destroying them through chemicals, and it becomes so there's like this. Legabe Pesach, we need to have a bigger destruction than legabe other isurim of treif, of nevela. Legabe Pesach, the destruction have to be not only enaroi lachilas odom, not fit for a human to consume, even enaroi lachilas kelab. We're going to see soon why by Pesach we're more machmir. But any other isurim, as soon as not roi lachilas odom, as soon as it's not roi for human to consume it, to eat it, it becomes afra ba'alma, like the Magen Mishnah says, that's etz ba'alma. Now, after we establish this, so everything that's not anymore edible by human throughout the year, and by Pesach have to be not edible by a dog also, it doesn't have a halacha of a food. It's etz ba'alma, afra ba'alma, wood or dirt. Mimele, it does not have to be kosher. You're allowed to have hanoah from it. Now, so here is the lotion of the tour. I'm just going to go already skip to the next part of it. So we established that you're definitely allowed to have hanoah. That's what the Gemara says. During Pesach, you can have hanoah from a chometz that was burnt before. A piece of bread you burnt before Zman Isur Achilas Chometz. During Pesach, you could have any benefit you want from it. What about if somebody wants to eat it? Nobody eats burnt ashes of bread, but he's not meshugan, he wants to eat it. will he be over an isur achilas chometz? So the Tur brings v'yesh omrim shemuter afilu ba'achila. He wants to eat it for whatever reason. It's crazy, but he wants to eat it. He wants to eat a burnt piece of bread. It's already all ashes. The Tur brings one opinion that you're allowed to eat it. Same thing the Meiri said, you're allowed to eat this if you want to eat it. Then he brings Varav Yehuda Abarceloni Kosav Shosur Ba'achila Mutar Bano. The Gemara says you're allowed to benefit from a chometz that completely was destroyed. It's only benefit hanoah from it. Any benefit, but not eating. You're allowed to keep it for Pesach, but eating you're not allowed to do. That the Rosh also maskim that eating it you're not allowed. Oh, and the Rosh, he was the one explaining why you're not allowed to eat it. It says because it says kevan de achle achshave. Since you are eating it, even though normal people don't eat burnt piece of bread, that's ashes. Since by you are eating it, you machshiv this to food. Memele by you it's turned back to a category of food, not wood. Memele it's chometz. That's what the Rosh holds, and that's how it's interesting. If you look in the mechaber, he does not paskan like the Rosh. The mechaber shies away from the words. He's saying osur ba'achila. It just says you're allowed to keep it for Pesach. It's no problem. However, the Alter Rebbe, the Mishnah Berurah, they're all saying, passing like the Rosh, to eat that choma that was burnt before Pesach, you're not allowed. Hano, you could have it, you could keep it for Pesach, but eat it, you're not allowed to. Now, the Taz explains, when we say it's osur b'achila, it's also an important detail for this. The Taz says like this, aval osur b'achila like the Rosh, aval gav de eno roi la'achila, even though it's not fit for consumption, you, like that's the Rosh says, Kach Kosav Rosh he brings, that since you make it, to you it's since you eating it, it shows to you it's called food. So then you say this, Venire ledide de vada in chiv de raisa b'zeh. He says the Taz adds over a very important detail. Even according to the Rosh, that you're not allowed to eat that burnt chometz, because by you're like reviving it back to food. By eating it, he says, even the Rosh maskim to the other opinions that that's not also mid'oraisa. It's only midrabanan, he says. Why? He brings a raya, do Yom Kippur, ki ochal achila she'ena ruya potter. Yom Kippur we're not allowed to eat. It's chiyuv koros, like by chometz, it's chiyuv koros. And if somebody on Yom Kippur will eat a burnt piece of bread, it's burnt to ashes, is potter. It's not called achila. Because midoraisa, that's not called achila. Achila means normal achila, not such a achila. So even the Rosh is maskim, he says, achshave, that's opinion. Like I said, many Rishonim hold you could even eat it. There's no such thing achshave. It's not called food anymore. You're eating a piece of wood. But according to the Rosh, it's osur midrabanan, because by you it's called achshave. Okay, so that's, so lamaisa again, and I'm going to take this halacha now. By the way, there's one more detail I want to tell you over here. Why I told you I'm going to tell you this before. Why Takia by Pesach with machmir that should be destroyed more than for human consumption. So it should be destroyed that even a dog cannot eat it. So the Magen Avram brings from the Ran. He says the reason for it only Pesach. It's have to be so destroyed that even a dog cannot eat it. Like I said, in all shar isurim, whether it's treif, bosar b'cholov, any other isurim, if it's not fit for human consumption, it's already afra ba'alma. That's the lashon of the Gemara. That's Vavamot Beis and Psochim. The reason by Pesach it's have to be en roi lachilas kelev. He says avagav de b'shar isurim. Kol she'eno roi lachilas odom muter, shane chometz da afilo eno roi lachilas odom roi lechametz ba'isas acherim. If you take a sour dough, it's not roi lachilas odom. Nobody could eat sour dough, but you could ferment other dough with it. That's the Torah Asad called machmetzes loisaychelus. Since the Torah Asad on Pesach, even something that's not roi lachilas odom, like the sourdough, because it could ferment other food. It says, Mimele, it's have to be destroyed to such an extent that it's mamash have to be, that even a dog cannot eat it. But then he says it becomes, it loses the category of food, and only at that point by Pesach. So because by Pesach we find a chumra machmetes lo shechel, even sour dough, because it's not roi lachilas odom. So memelo we machmir till it, but when it's already destroyed from achilas odom, achilas kelev, even Pesach is allowed. Okay, now so here's the thing. So why takem we see today people sell kashrus on items that's under roi lachilas odom or kelev. They sell on it. I have already only 22 examples. I prepared. I wanted to bring more, but only we find in the shul 2 of them. Here's a dish soap over here. It's OU on it. Now, the dish soap, there was a shaila that Reb Don Levi, the founder of the OK, asked Reb Moshe Feinstein if he needs a kashrus on it. Before I tell him, I'm going to show you one more item. I have over here plates made out of
plastic.
No, it's not plastic. It's foam. It's foam plates, and it has an OU on it. Now, nobody, a human or a dog cannot eat the foam plate, and a human or a dog cannot consume this dish soap. So why do they need OU on it? And Reb Don Levi, like I said, the founder of OK, asked Reb Moshe. The Reb Moshe answered him. He went first before answering him. He says he went to the practice how to do the dish soap. Says they do some kind of with acids, and he says if you give this to the dog, it will die. So Memele says Memele doesn't eat kashrus, and since then I never saw yet OK selling kashrus on soap, on dish soap, things like that, because Rav Moshe told him you don't need to. Okay, why others selling it? I don't know. The choyer people would just learn now. If it's not roi lachilas odom, if it's not roi lachilas kelev l'gabe Pesach only, throughout the year you don't eat, and even a dog could eat it. If a human cannot, if people, human being cannot eat those foods, if nobody, like I said, can eat paper plates, foam plates, or dish soap, it does not need, it's ba'almahu. Why did they sell kashrus on it? So they argue, I spoke to somebody in a hashgacha business, so they argue, he said, if you have especially something coming close to your mouth, eating with a plate, maybe there's some kind of taste left out of there. I think one of the tiners on the foam, they make it from shuman chazir.
But that wouldn't be achsha. The achsha is that you eat it intentionally.
Very good. I'm going to get there. Very good. I'm just telling you what they say. I'm not saying this. You're right. And same thing, you say with the dish soap, it's some going to maybe smell of the dish left on the plate. You're going to eat it. It's have to be kosher. But Emma says that's divrei shtus v'hevel, because there's in the same chapter in Hilchas Pesach, which is in Tov Mem Beis. In Halacha Test, we talk about the chomet shnis apesh, that chomet that was become possible melachilas odom v'kelev. The Halacha Yud, the yoyishu mevushal b'shechar soirim. They used to make an ink. It was done out of shecher of made out of barley, some kind of
beer malt.
Like
a beer malt.
Beer malt they make out of barley. It's chometz, yeah. He says over here, muter lichtavod. The mechaberat, you're allowed to ride with it on Pesach. Comes the Mishnah and explains. Says the choyre, why you're allowed to ride with it? Maybe you're going to put the ink into your mouth. Maybe you're going to put the pen or whatever. Maybe you're going to put the quill into your mouth. Sometimes the soifer writes with a quill. He can put in his mouth. It says, according to the Rosh, according to the Ma'iri and the opinion of the Tur brought, even you eat it, it's perfectly okay. But according to the Rosh, when we machmir on Pesach, if you're eating it, you achshava is going to become a chomet. He says, when the Rosh said that achshava by chomet converted back to food, when you out to eat it, you go take a piece of burnt piece of bread or moldy piece that nobody eats, you eating it, so by you it become food. Nobody means to eat from his quill, from his pan, the chometz that it's made from, and nobody when he eats from the paper plates or foam plates or he eats the plate that was washed with the dish soap, he means to eat it. Memele and kpeda. That's the name from the Mogen Avram. Memele, according to this halacha, as we mentioned yesterday, if you want to be machmir more than Shulchan Aruch, more than all the poskim, we already said yesterday, go to that shiur, that how dangerous it is to do that. But if you want to be, there's absolutely this foam plate, this dish soap, and many items that are on the market that absolutely need no kashrus, and there's no shaila of them. Adrabah, when I go to the store, very rarely I could find a dish soap without kashrus because we already all the monopoly on of those. But if I do see a product that has a dish soap without, I would have to buy that one, that without the kashrus.
When my brother-in-law comes from Pesach,
Yeah.
their bubba,
Yeah.
they bring their own aluminum pan.
We're going to talk. I don't want to talk about. There's a lot of people going to go through many halachas of this. Now it's like this. We're going to still in the future gives heads up. We're going to talk about the aluminum foil, and we're going to talk about medication and vitamins if they need kashrus or not. Right now we covered one thing for sure: things that are not, people don't go to eat them. They're just serving like plates, foam, plastic. They absolutely. They sell kashrus on table covers, plastic table covers. They sell kashrus. It's next to your table. You eat it. It doesn't make a difference. If you happen to eat plastic, I'm sorry, you don't eat kashrus. You need a doctor if you happen to eat plastic. So all those things absolutely they don't eat kashrus. And all in halacha again. I don't know any opinion why I say yes. Now we'll talk. Like I said, we'll discuss other products. All right. Have a good day.
Right.